Okay, what we have here is a 1978 Pontiac Trans Am. And this car I had an interesting idea for. Uh, Eventually one day I'm going to have a running car, I promise. uh, I was going to take, and this thing's an old rust bucket, there's no good chance it could even be saved. I bet it could. It looks like it's high enough off the ground where the frame wouldn't be rusted out on this thing, but I have no idea. It was an old race car at one time, as you can see. Right there. We're actually going to rob the wheels off of it to put on my Caprice. Because they could just get ran through the vat. They're just aluminum wheels. And put on the rear of the Caprice. But, no, I was going to take an old Jaguar v12 and put in this thing if I ever can afford to. Wasn't going to be anything crazy. Was going to take the old V12 because he's got one sitting up here, my mechanic does, that he'd sell to me. And I said I'd buy this car and throw it in there. I think it'd be really interesting, really neat, have an old rust bucket Pontiac, fix it somewhat to where it's, acceptable to drive. Or I can actually go on the road again and it doesn't look like this. I mean, leave it kind of looking like this, but, it's not trash. I would walk to the other side, but I'm practically wearing flip-flops right now. So I can't do that. You're just going to see a bunch of the same angle. But this car right now has no motor, no trans. It's sat back here for probably 15 years. It needs to be dragged out. And everybody I tell the idea of a V12 Pontiac, they hate it. But I think it's really cool. Sure, it wouldn't be stupid fast. I mean, the Jaguar motor only makes 300 horsepower. But I plan to port and polish the cylinders on it. If I can afford to, put bigger stuff in it, bigger cams, bigger pistons. As I'm sure the motor is going to have to be rebuilt. But it is an all-aluminum V12 with dual overhead cam. Or not dual overhead. No, it is dual overhead cam. It's got two cams. No. Yeah. Dual overhead cam V12 that makes about 300 horsepower. My goal would be get it up to about 450 with a cheap turbo kit on it, and then eventually, if I feel like it, start restoring this car, but do it around the theme of a V12 Firebird or V12. Put V12 right here on the shaker hood. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of work put into this thing. A ton of work is going to have to go into this car. It might not even be possible with the way it's in, with the shape it's in. But yeah, look, the floor isn't rusted out, so that's a good sign. It's rusty and it's got some spots in it. I'm sure it's weak, but that's a good sign. The glass is cracked. Look, that'd have to be fixed. Really, this is just a cool car, and it's a concept no one else is gonna do. No one's ever going to put a V12 in a Pontiac. I'm the only one dumb enough and crazy enough to even come up with the idea or even want to act on the idea. But like all things, just have to have money. Don't have money right now. Putting it all in my green car. Maybe one day. But anyway, thanks for watching, and sorry for the shaky cam as normal, and I promise I am going to have a running car eventually. It's just, I work a minimum wage job right now. I'm trying to find something else, I really am. I'd love this YouTube to go somewhere, but I know in reality it's not. I just do this as a hobby right now just because I want to. Sure, there's the hope that it does go somewhere, but it's likely not going to. That's not going to keep me from doing it every single day like I have been, but eventually I'm going to run out of cars and I'm going to run out of content. So here's hoping the Caprice picks up the channel. I just like showing off these cars and telling people my ideas. And telling them my ideas for it. But anyway, if you like the video, obligatory YouTube time. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I know. You hear it on every single video. I understand. But I have to ask. And thank you for watching, and have a good one.